Hello, beautiful Pisces. Welcome back to Intuitive Energies. My name is Jane. Great Monday morning. Before I begin, I wanted to thank you all for being here. Everybody who's subscribed to the channel. Your support of being on my channel is one of the greatest ways that you can help support me and feed me and my family. And I appreciate you so very much. Okay? I always hear some people go, I can't do more. You're doing more than enough. Okay, just by being here, by coming back, by returning, by tolerating the ads, I appreciate you so very much. It's an interconnected give and take. Messages given and you offer support by being here. And I appreciate it. The only way that you could support me more would be by watching longer or watching the entire video, or not at an accelerated speed as well would be good. Because the more watch time I have, the better it is. So anything to help promote and get this message out through the algorithms of reality that we have available to us now is all energy that you're sharing and helping for me and my channel, and I appreciate you very, very much. Now, for those of you who would like to do more, everything is in the description box below. Now, I haven't been talking about a lot since the giveaway, but if you want to be entered in a giveaway in the videos, all you have to do is write I am and write a word that describes you today. Not many words, just one. The reason for that is I would like you to actually keep track of your words. So you want to see if the connotation of the words are negative or positive. This is like checking with yourself and where your mindset is at. So pick the very best word you can, Pisces, and write it in the comments below. And by all means, keep track of it. I do have some beautiful gratitude journals available. Unfortunately, I don't have any to show you right now. My printing, I'm hoping your printing is a lot faster than mine. My printing of my journals as to show you for the picture and the art that I've put on it is exceptionally slow snow. Maybe it is snowing. Slow where I am, so that may be why. I'm hoping that they don't make everybody wait this long. All right, Pisces. So I was in communication with Spirit yesterday, and they brought to me something that was really interesting. Because we like to, yeah, right, something to really review, okay? Something to, another kind of, let's see what the heck, you know, what the heck's around me and how I perceive things. Of course, it's all about perception these days, but this is about perception of self, Pisces. The thing about it is that when I was speaking with them, we always sometimes wait for who we are. The Two of Pentacles. We're always adapting. We're always switching. We're always going back and forth to who we are and what that means. We're juggling all the time. Some of us actually spend our lives going, who am I? But we're asking in a way that is very egocentric. We're talking in a way of just on the ego side of things. I don't know how to explain that better than that, but you know, who you are is usually like who you present to the world. You know, are you rich? Are you poor? Are you an environmentalist? Are you spiritual? Who are you? And we're always at different times in our lives revamping. That's why it's so hard when you're in a relationship with somebody to stay in that relationship, because your perspective changes constantly through life. You're always changing the way you're thinking. You're going from one to the other. You know, you hang around and then reinvent yourself. So you're always juggling this identity. But this identity is rooted in the physical aspect of life. It's in the ego aspect of life, and has little to do with what that really means to be your authentic self. And let me try to explain. Yes, let me try to explain so that you can move on and see the truth of the situation. You have the Three of Swords. what we are is rarely about who we are outwardly as human beings. The status of who we are, or what we own, or what we do for others is rarely, even what we do for others. I know some of you are going to say, but isn't that good to, yes, it's good to help others. But if you're doing it for an identity, to find out who you are, it's not really what is authentically you. You have to remember that the part that is forever you is the spiritual part. And that part doesn't have a physical form. It's an energy, okay? So what they want to talk about today is the fact that when you are trying to find who you are, when you sit down and go, who am I? And breaking your head. You know, some people stay months. I'm trying to find myself. I love this. Okay, I'm trying to find myself. You may be looking in the wrong place. You may be looking for the wrong thing. Okay? Who you are is a question of vibration. The higher the vibration, the more on target you are. The lower the vibration, the further away you're getting from who you are. Okay, so let's see if Spirit will help me clarify this. Right. The Ten of Pentacles. So they're talking in this case about the material. A lot of us identify with ourselves by the level of achievement, the level of wealth or freedom that we have. But this card is also about ancestors and wisdom, okay? And it's about the spiritual wealth. And in this case, I do like that they have people in here, okay, that are contributing, but these are all really just tools in the material, is what they're saying. This is all tools in the material. Who you really are comes from somewhere that can't be seen. It can only be vibrated at or felt. So you have to really be careful. They're easy to mistake for one another because we're so much in the physical realm that we forget that there's more, especially when we're looking for identity. Identity has been so linked by the way we dress, what we see, who we are on the outside, that sometimes, yeah, we have to go, that it causes us, and it causes us a lot of grief. This is what they're showing. A lot of people go and try to figure out. They go up the mountain, as they say, and try to figure out without really getting a true glimpse of exactly what that means. Are we really this? Are we really that? I haven't found a true identity for myself doing it this way in my entire 50 years of life. I can change the way I look. I can change the way I dress. I can even change the way I speak. But does that truly make me then authentic to myself? Maybe for that day, maybe for that year, until I decide to change it again. But is authenticity and identity, is identity truly just a physical thing? Or is your identity, the definition of that, something much more? Okay? We can say that identity and just leave it as a physical and human thing. Or we can say that identity, we can wrap it around a bigger definition and say, let's look at what that really means. And it does mean being authentic. And what does that mean? That means doing what feels and vibes good for you. I know they sound like two different things, but Spirit is saying they really are not. If you go around in life and never can pin down who you are. You know, like with a resume to explain to people what kind of identity, but just live to have a really good feeling and be aligned with spirit all the time. Like just aligning yourself to the light all the time and getting illuminated. You'll know what your identity is. You'll be living inside of your identity and your authenticity, okay? You don't need to put a label on it. You don't need to have a resume about who you are. You can simply be. Whoever you wake up with that morning, whoever you feel like slipping on, is okay, as long as you are in a connected state of vibing into your true self. There's no problem. Everything is okay. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Like I said, sometimes I try to explain. But I'm just one little tiny human being. In the scheme of things, anyway. And I try to bring it in as eloquently and as simply as I can so that it doesn't confuse anybody. And I'm not here to argue what identity it is or the definition. What I'm actually here to talk about is that some people put way too much importance on the actual identity, the three-piece suit, the briefcase, the fancy car. This is who I am. This is what I look like. This is my personality. Right? I love this. 32:5, the here and now. Okay? The here and now. You are who you are right here, right now. Okay? You're nobody else, but who you are right at this moment. When you're in spirit or when you're doing something that's making you vibe higher, you rarely ever think of what you're wearing or what you're doing or, you know, what your regime is that's your routine is every day, what you do, how you eat, who you're with, what your social standing is, how many friends you have on Facebook. When you're doing something that vibes higher, you're in that moment right there. If you're helping somebody in need, you're nobody. You're benevolent energy. You're within your source, within spirit. You feel good. And it has nothing to do with anything human or your surroundings. It has everything to do with who you are. From the inside. From a spiritual standpoint of view. From that eternal being that you are. Right. So by the way, that was kind of a little a cheat for you in case you needed one. What you do have to figure out is the why and unfinished symphony. That's right. Okay. So the problem with all of this is that we are always constantly, you know, why? What is my whys in life? You know? Why am I working so hard? What do I want? It's not just why, it's who, why, when, where, what. These are all very human questions, but they're also spiritual questions, and that's what you really have to figure out. What is your why? And you have to also realize that your symphony will never be finished. Such as your soul is eternal, your spirit is eternal, you're never going to be done. So don't even try to look at the finish line. Just be in the now. Vibe high now. I love this, the why. I love this book and these wings. We're here to learn. We're here to see the contrast. We're here to feel things, right? And the 10 is a completion of which we won't complete. The cycle will always begin again. That's why the world finishes and then the Fool begins. We're always in a new cycle. Right. 31, 32. Why? Why are you here, Pisces? Figure that out. Are you here to wear fancy clothes? Are you here to be rich? What next? What after? Does that identity please you? Do you think it will sustain you? Probably not. You have to go in deeper. And when you do, you're going to realize it has little to do with what you outwardly project to anybody, and has everything to do with a deeper level of knowing. And that knowing is your identity. That knowing is your authenticity. Okay? Let's continue here. Now, Spirit is saying that you don't, that you don't, like, you don't need to walk around naked going, well, I don't need to be anybody, all I need is to be my authentic self. They're not saying it's a bad thing to project, I don't know, whatever you would like. They're just saying that it's really not, that's not where you should be searching for answers if suddenly you find yourself going, who am I? Okay? And what's my why? Right. They want you to look further, deeper, okay? Contemplate it in a different way, in a new perspective. Hang around and see the bigger picture, okay? And commit to a new direction, in less one of ego, more one of vibration, okay? When I say vibration, vibration is anything that really is good for you. You have it. It's your GPS. Before I started, the High Priestess came out, and she reminds us that we have to follow our inner wisdom and our intuition on these matters. Okay? That's our biggest tool. It's the biggest tool. Sometimes I like to talk about it and maybe underplay it, but it isn't. It's the biggest ace we have. This intuition, this knowing that we ignore so many times. Don't ignore yourself. You know when things are wrong. You know when things feel off. This is your compass. This is your inner GPS telling you that something is amiss inside yourself or around you. Okay? It's what's giving you clarity. It's what's bringing you out of it. It's what's, propelling you in a different direction. Don't ignore it. Turn it up higher if you can. That's what you need to do. You have the King of Cups. Usually the King of Cups is a balance of emotions. In this card, in this way, he's a very intuitive king. First of all, you see him, he's got the singing bowl at his fingers. He's got his eyes closed in meditation. And the seas behind him are not too bad. Usually in the other cards of King of Cups, there's like a raging sea. But he's king at what he does. He's king at meditating. He's king at finding that balance, that and that's a really good tool in finding vibration. So is this King of Swords. However, you have to be careful with him because sometimes he's not the best at bringing in the truth. If you start overthinking, then that truth gets warped because you're thinking on things. The mind is a great source of having inspiration. It can lead to inspiration with the help of fire energy. It can also, but overthinking just grounds you more. It's like an amplifier is what I feel. the air sign is an amplifier. You can either amplify in the right direction or amplify in another direction, which is not the wrong direction, but just a different one that you want to be in. If you overthink something, you can make it a really great thing and take flight with your ideas, or you can ground yourself in the dirt so far that you're going to have to dig yourself out of the hole. Okay? So this is what I'm talking about. You have to use these in which they were meant to help you find the right vibe. Okay? Meditate and be happy, to be calm and zen, a master of your emotions. Meditate with the mind to let your ideas take flight. This helps you. Any other way doesn't. It's like the two sides. There's absolutely here the Two of Pentacles explaining this. You don't want to be, you want to balance them out. Okay? You absolutely do. It's the only way that you can actually find what you need to move forward, to know how to find who you really are. Okay, let's take a chakra card, and then we'll call it a reading. We'll take a look later on to see the extended, to see what else Spirit has to say on this. Please make sure to hit that like button. Leave a comment if you like as well. Like I said, put in I am. You can do it in every video and you'll be entered for a draw. Right. Oh, I love this. Look at this. What did I say? You need to find that balance between the truth. The two, okay, with everything. And in this case, it's water and fire, but I did talk about fire energy, okay? How do you find a balance? By putting them all together and vibing at the highest vibration. If one of these energies start bogging you in the wrong direction, you'll know immediately, because you'll start either obsessing, you'll start feeling bad. Okay, that's one of the biggest, that's the biggest indication that something isn't right. Okay, either with you or with the situation. It's usually one or the other or both. Okay? When something is broken inside of you, you perceive things in a different way. And you'll lash out at people, but sometimes it has something to do with you, something that you need to fix within yourself. Okay, you need to see the truth of the matter. Okay, you need to see the truth. Again, 2332, 2332. The flip, the both sides, okay? You have to be in the here and now. You really have to listen to what the truth is. What is the balance here? You have to find this, the Zen, okay? It'll give you clarity, but you need to contemplate. You need to go on the mountain and not really worry about who you are in essence as the human being. You know, the Armani Ferrari driving person. More of the internal high vibing person, okay? Am I living every day in the highest vibration, okay? Am I learning everything that I'm here to learn? Are the contrasts that are being thrown at me, what am I getting out of it, okay? This is who your authentic self is. This is your identity, okay? And it follows you in every lifetime. So that's the wonderful part. And you don't need to be bound to one type of identity. Whatever the world sees you at as a human is not truly who you are. You are energy. You are a high vibing energy if you let it. And that's how you find your authentic self, by vibration. Anyway, Pisces, I hope that you've enjoyed this. I'm going to come back and do an extended later. I'm going to ask Spirit what else they can offer to help us out here. Thank you for being here as always. I'm sending you lots of love, light, and blessings, Pisces. Take care of yourself.